All right, welcome to lesson 2-9, video 1. We're going to talk about area and perimeter. So in your notes, you need to fill these in. So the perimeter of a figure is the distance around the outside of that figure. To find the perimeter, all you're going to do is add the lengths of each side together. And then the area of a figure is the amount of space that is inside of the figure. And to find the area, you're going to multiply two dimensions, depending on what type of figure that they give you. And you'll see a few of the different formulas for area down here. If you have the area of a parallelogram, you're just going to do the base times the height. The area of a square, again, is going to be base times height, but that's a special case where they both happen to be the same, and so you can just do one of your sides squared. A rectangle will be the length times the width, or the base times the height. And then a triangle is a little bit different. A triangle you have to do base times height, but then you have to take half of that. So let's see a few examples. Now here mine are going to say you try, but we are going to do 1, 2, and 3 as an example, and then in your notes you can do 4, 5, and 6 as a you try problem. So let's do number 1. For this first example here, we have a triangle. So if you recall, the formula for the area of a triangle that we went over on the previous page is the area is going to be equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So here, this is your base, and my height is the vertical height. Notice this is going to form a right angle. So if you were to drop an object from the top, it would fall straight down. This is not the height, okay? This is not the height. The height has to be perpendicular to the ground. So for the area of this triangle, you would simply do 1/2 times 10, the base, times 8, your height. Now, remember, these units are going to be in meters, okay? So careful here, because when we multiply this, we need to make sure that we keep these units with our value. So we're going to have 10 meters times 8 meters. Okay, so let's do a little bit of math here. 1/2 times 10 is going to give us 5 meters, times 8 meters is going to give us a total of 40 meters squared, because m times m gives us meters squared. Okay, so the total area, meaning the space that this entire triangle occupies, all of this, think of it like this, if I were to paint the entire face of this triangle, it would take 40 square meters of paint. So 40 square meters is the area of that triangle. Now, perimeter, if I wanted to find the perimeter of this, all I would have to do is add each of my sides. So the perimeter would be, and let me say this here, this is my area. And I know this is area because it's in terms, the units are meters squared. Perimeter is not going to be square units. It will be just units. Okay, in this case it will be meters. So 10 plus 10 plus 9 is going to give us 29 meters. So the perimeter is 29 meters. All right, let me change colors and we'll do another one. All right, so this one, first of all, let me just specify this. This 3 miles right here, this is this length here, 3 miles. And in order to find, we'll do the perimeter first here. So I'm going to add up the distance around this figure, this triangle. So the perimeter here is going to be 4 plus 3 plus 5. So 4 miles plus 3 miles plus 5 miles. And that's going to be 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 5 will be a total of 12 miles. Okay, so the perimeter is equal to 12 miles. Now for area, we need to do 1/2, the area of a triangle is going to be equal to 1/2 base times height. Now I think over here I just wrote a triangle. I meant to say like area of a triangle. I drew a triangle symbol, and that's one of the things that I like to do. That's just personal preference. I think sometimes I'll even write it with the A in front, but area of a triangle is going to be equal to 1/2 base times height. Now this is a little tricky because remember, for area and your height of a triangle, you have to think of where is the right angle. So here's the right angle, meaning we're going to say that this side length here is our height, or you could call it the base, and the other adjacent side to it, right in between, you see here we have the right angle. This is going to be our other side we're going to multiply. And it doesn't matter what you call the base or the height here, as long as you use these two dimensions that are on either side of the right angle. That's the important part. So now we would just do the area is going to be equal to 1/2 the base times the height. And 3 times 4 is 12, and if I take half of 12, that's going to be 6. Now remember, we're talking about miles times miles, so that's going to give us miles squared. So square miles. And that means that if I were to take paint and paint this entire triangle, it would take 6 square miles of paint to paint that triangle. Okay, let's do one more example here. So now we have what's called a square. We know it's a square because we have all of our sides are equivalent. They're all equal. And anytime we have a square, when we're trying to find area, you just need to square one of your sides. So let me change colors here. So for area, it's going to be equal to 10.9 meters, and I want to square it. So I can pull out my calculator and let it do the work for me. So we'll do 10.9 squared, and that gives us approximately, or not approximately, but exactly 118.81 meters squared. So that's the area. Now to find the perimeter, we need to add up all the sides. So that's going to be 10.9 plus 10.9 plus 10.9 plus 10.9. I have 4 10.9s. So I could do 10.9 plus 10.9 plus 10.9 plus 10.9. And that's going to give me 43.6 meters. Now I could have also done 10.9 times 4 to get the same answer. Okay, so that's how you find area and perimeter. So take a second and try those 3 U-tries, and then I will see you in the next video.